of ways. I'm thanking God he gave me yesterday. I'm thanking more for giving me today. What tomorrow I gotta say, who knows what only time will tell. Yeah, what a world of ways. Thank you, God, for giving me a break. I know I really don't deserve your grace, but you give it anyway. How long will only time will tell. Yeah, mission accomplished, okay, I'm super astonished. I'm trying to stay up out the grid like I run with the Amish. Real stand-up guy, Jameer guitar sonic. My hair is kinda looking crazy, didn't sleep with a bonnet. And if I'm being honest, I get anxiety about the unknown. I got faith about the future, but I'm scared of the cold. I'm not in control, feeling like I'm all on my own. Then I remember that the answer's sitting up on the throne. What a world of ways. I'm thanking God he gave me yesterday. I'm thanking more for giving me
Yo, welcome to the chat. If you're in here, say what's up. If you want to submit your music, as always, exclamation mark submit. If you want to learn how to skip the queue, as always, exclamation mark skip is going to explain how you can do both of those things. And that's going to tell you how you can submit your music and how you can skip the queue and get bumped up. Guarantee you get played on stream today. If you want to do that, that's totally up to you. David Isaac, welcome back to the chat. It's nice to have you in here. We're going to get started really shortly. But in the meantime, if you're in the chat, you want to tell your friends to come hang out with us. Here's a link for you. Danny, welcome back. Happy Friday. Natek, what's going on? We're live on Twitch and on YouTube right now if you want to come hang out with us. Come through. Hey. We're listening to Quajo right now from the songs we found on live stream playlist, which if you're submitting music, just make sure you submit a Spotify link if you want to be considered for the playlist. As always, it's free to submit your music. We do have a little paid skip queue going right now, so there is a couple songs that we'll start with. That is a guarantee that we'll play those songs on stream today, regardless of what time we get to them. Paid skips will always get played before the end of the stream. That is a guarantee. I can't guarantee we'll play every single song otherwise, but we'll try and get through as many as possible in the next 2 hours, all right? Just make sure you submit your music for free. We'll be doing free skips throughout the stream at random using our spinning wheel, which I'll show you shortly. And we'll have a whole section of bumping people up for free later on in the stream as well. So stick around, send some music in, take part in what we're doing in the chat, and there's always opportunities for you guys to get played. Untitled links are fine. Unreleased is good. It's really just if you're sending in something that's released and you want it to get playlisted, just make sure you're using the right link, which is Spotify. Heisman Cobain, what's going on? We are listening to the songs we found on live stream playlist right now, which you can always find in my link tree too. I got hella playlists for you guys. Hella playlists, all right? We'll be updating our community playlist in the next week. I've got the Discover Monthly playlist updating soon as well. I just dropped this And That's Jazz playlist. If you like instrumental jazz music, if you like jazz music at all, that's definitely one for you. We'll be updating our new Music Who This playlist tomorrow as well, so if you have new drops that have dropped this week or are coming out tonight, just make sure you put them in the release calendar, and I'll be checking those out in the morning. We're going to get started here shortly. We're going to give the community a couple more minutes to get in here. But if you're in the chat, what have you been up to this week? What are you working on? Are you excited about any releases coming out tomorrow? Let us know. Brain Felix, welcome back. It's nice to have you, sir. Chris, what's going on? Heisman Cobain, what's going on? Happy Thursday. We almost made it through another week. I'm hyped. I got a 7:30 a.m. Arsenal game to watch on Saturday. Not really looking forward to getting up that early, but we're going to do it. We're going to watch. Got to make some content. Got another consultation coming up next week, I think. Got a new release dropping on the distro side tomorrow, so I'll be working that in the morning. I'll be up tonight making sure that gets done. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I am grinding through these missions, man. I'm getting shit done. I'm trying to beat this game. Nothing new to submit. That's fine. Swing by, say hi. If you have a song from somebody else that you like, that you think you should put us onto, feel free to put that in there too. I'm always telling people, if you want to submit for someone else, feel free to submit for someone else. I don't have a problem listening to people's music, and in fact, I love it when you guys put me on to music that I've never heard. Yes, the release calendar is in my bio, as is the submission form for the stream, which we're doing right now on Twitch and YouTube. If you want to come hang out, take part in the community, feel free to send some stuff in. This is more live feedback, so I can listen to your music, tell you what I think in the chat. David Isaac says, excited for 2 Hollis album. I've been working on my first new single of the year, which is my submission. Love that. Anice's EP4 Dreamers drops at midnight. I don't know that I've listened to Anice before, so I'm gonna have to check that out as well. 2 Two Hollis album is going to be pretty solid. I'm not mad about Two Hollis. What's up, Panamanian Poppy? We're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. Come hang out. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I'm fully anticipating. I'm in full, like, distro drop mode. So, like, the only thing I've been thinking about is a Schloob Dollars track, which some of you heard last week. I guess I could play it again for some of the people in the chat who haven't heard it. But this is what I got dropping tomorrow. Outside of that, I'm trying to sign a jazz artist this year. So I had a cool conversation with a jazz artist this year, or today. And I got another potential distro client meeting tomorrow as well, which I'm excited about. So I've been fucked up about them dollars. Hey, I've been fucked up about them dollars. Honestly, this shit's been on repeat for me all week. On distro weeks, this is like I just listened to my releases nonstop. I had to get in the mindset of pitching. If just hit the link in my bio there or in my story, there's a free submission form, so you can submit your music through there. If you guys are in the chat and you want to submit, just make sure you hit ! Submit if you're with us on Insta or on Twitch or YouTube. That's gonna be how you want to submit your music. It's got such a nice bounce to it. You guys are gonna love this EP. If you like this, if you liked rotation at all, you're definitely gonna like his full EP when we drop it. Great energy on the track. Fuck love, I need more commas. Fuck them, I don't need they problems. This life I'm living my only. Motherfucker can't do shit for me. Hey. On curve, I'm pushing 40. Jovan, what's going on, man? Welcome to the chat. I love Chicago, one of my favorite music cities in the country. If you're in the chat, let us know where you're watching from. And if you want to go support Schloob, go follow him at Schloob, SHLOOB, out of Louisville, Kentucky. Very excited to be dropping more music with this artist through Genius. He's dope. I fuck with him. And if you don't follow us on Kayvan's house too, you guys definitely do. Make sure you go follow Kayvan's house on Instagram too, because we are making lots of content to support you guys, lots of playlists as well. This is one of those ones you just put on. I've been fucked up about them dollars. Hey, we got Orlando in the chat. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to my client Antone now, who's based out of Florida. If you guys don't know him yet, make sure you tap in. Great young rapper and producer, all the way from, I believe, Fort Myers area. Like I said, go follow us on Kayvan's house. Songs from the comments. I just dropped a new video today. If you want to submit music for free, you can also go put your songs in the comments of that video. I will be listening to these songs in the next week. You just saw Antone live. Shout out to you. Thank you for popping out. Antone's great. Super excited. We got new music coming from him as well in the next couple of weeks. If you're with us on Instagram, come hang out on Twitch and YouTube. We're live right now. We'll be live for the next 2 hours. It's just at KayvanMD on both of those platforms as well. We just dropped a new In the Office with interview with my guy Tavar Smith, Director of Artist Label Partnerships at The Orchard and Managing Partner at 195 Oak. Wow, I am just realizing that I did not put The Orchard in that byline. What a dickhead. I'm an idiot. Great interview though. Go check it out. It shows you a little bit about what his day at work is like every day, what he does with artists. New content, interviewing artists, asking them a piece of advice they would give to a younger rising artist. If you are a rising artist, honestly, go read this. I think this is like a super, super cool series that I've been enjoying doing. Just very, very specific, great advice from people who are doing it actively and are maybe starting to see a little bit more movement organically as well. We've also got songs that I find here on stream. Do this every single Tuesday. So if you're submitting your music, make sure you submit a Spotify link if it's released. Unreleased, you can submit whatever you want, but if it's a released song, unless you want me to play the music video, send a Spotify link because I'll put it in this playlist and content update. We've got New Music Who This playlist, which updates tomorrow. So like I said, put it in my release calendar if you have new music dropping. Let's put some more music back on so we're not sitting in silence. And yeah, just look, a bunch of different series to support you guys. All right, so just take advantage of that. If you are in the chat, make sure you go hop in there. Join our Discord. We'll have more playlist opportunities in there as well, like real new Discord-specific playlist opportunities coming. We also have a new Q&A lined up with some outside guests from the music industry who'll be coming in and talking to you guys in the Discord as well. So highly recommend. All these things are free. I don't know why you wouldn't join them. I'm just trying to do what I can to give back to you guys in the community. That's it. Like, literally, that's it. If you want to submit music for what we do here on stream, which is music feedback, playlisting, really focus on artist development and helping artists figure out how they can improve, release to release, song to song, track to track, album to album, then just submit using Nero. It's free to submit. And if you want to skip the queue, we do have a $5 paid skip queue, which guarantees you get played on stream today, and a $10 super skip, which gets you bumped to the top of the queue if you so choose. Every 5 priority skips, we will do a spinning wheel bump, and we'll put your names in there. We'll spin the wheel. Somebody will get bumped up at random for free. We'll listen to your song on the way through. And then at the end of the stream, we'll do another 30 minutes, hopefully, of songs from the chat, people who are in the chat. So if you stick around, if you have fun, take part in what we're doing here, then you have another opportunity to get bumped up for free later on in the stream. There's really only one rule in here. It's the same rule I'm going to tell you guys every time. Don't be an asshole. Just be respectful to each other. Everyone in here is doing something really difficult and trying to chase a creative endeavor and life and career, and it's a really difficult thing to do. So let's just respect each other in that sense. And that's all I can ask for. If you're here for the first time, give me 1 second. I'm gonna fix my volume. Sorry, if you're here for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is Kayvan. I'm the director of music distribution at Genius and WorldStar Distro. So I kind of run both distro companies on both sides, WorldStar and Genius now. And so I sign artists, I pitch music to DSPs, curators every week. Like I was saying, I have a release coming out tomorrow. I've got one basically every week for the rest of the year. And so I just do a lot of shit on the music side of things. I make a bunch of playlists. I make content about artists. I've been managing artists for like 10 years. I've been an artist myself. I produce music. I'm a classical violinist. So this is all I think about. So every week, I sit here for 2 hours, Mondays, Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I listen to the music and I give feedback. I make a lot of playlists. I have a lot of people DMing me music, asking me to push shit in playlists. I can't always tell people what I think. I just don't have the time. Some things make it in the playlist, some things don't. But this way, I can listen to music live with you guys. I can tell you what I think. If I like something, I can tell you what I like. If I don't think that something's quite there yet, or there's something that threw me off and that's why I didn't add it, we can talk about those things as well. So send your music in. It's free. Like I said, we do have a paid skip line if you want to guarantee you get played, and a super skip line if you want to get bumped up higher in the queue. But we'll be doing this anyway for the next 2 hours, listening to music, giving feedback. You guys will see how this goes. Like I said, be respectful of each other. That's the only thing I can ask. I'll be pulling up socials as we go, so if you hear something you like, make sure you go follow the artist as well. It's easy to support. That's the only thing I ask of you guys, just to connect with each other, collaborate with each other, make cool shit together. It's actually more fun when you guys do this stuff together. And if you are in the chat, let us know where you're watching from, because I'd love to know about that as well. If you want to learn more about Genius Distro, you can check out some of the artists that we've worked with here on the distro.genius.com website. A couple of artists I found here on stream. If I'm being honest, I've signed like 7 artists from this community so far, including Masho, Anton, now Serena, Shloob, CCBK, Leia the Leo, My Name Isn't J-Mac, Reed Bray as well. All people that I found here on stream. Just took a chance on and believed in, and we got to do some cool shit together. So I am doing that. It's maybe not the first. It's not the first point of order for me on the stream, but it is something that I'm doing consistently as an A&R. So look, send me your music. This is a great way to get on my radar, a great way for us to connect. If you guys have any music industry questions, feel free to ask those too. I've been doing this shit for a while, and I'm happy to share my experience with you guys. So if you do have any questions at all, feel free to ask. And let's just get into it, man. Just so J-Mac 2 in Orlando with Tommy. Bro, you've been on a Genius Distro client tour recently. I'm hyped that you saw Antone. I haven't seen him live yet. He's the one that I haven't been able to see live yet. But J-Mac I saw when he was here with Tommy a couple weeks ago. That was super tight. Like one of my favorite shows I've gotten to see, just for so many different reasons. And then Serena, who's another one of our clients too, was up here doing something recently. And then I got to link with Masho in person. Shloob was here in person. So I've been hanging out with the distro clients recently in New York. It's been nice. All right, we're going to get started just so you guys can see how this goes. I want to get through as many songs as possible. As always, I want to get through as many as possible. How many on the boosted songs? It's like 5 or 6 right now. It's not crazy, honestly. Like this is why I tell people, if you want to guarantee you get played, put it in the paid skips. You don't have to. Like I'll try and get through as many songs as I can throughout the stream. But it's just like throughout the stream, more paid skips are going to come in and your shit's going to get pushed further down. And then people will be like, bro, my song was higher up. Yeah, it's just how it works, unfortunately. It's not a perfect system, but it's a system that keeps us flowing smoothly and getting through as many songs as possible. So just make sure you take advantage of that if you want to. And if you're with us on YouTube, hey, I'm not checking the chat there as much, so if I don't respond to you, I'm sorry. Come over to Twitch if you want, but you can also watch on YouTube if you want. I'm not sure of him. Make Me Want It, Jay Savant up next. We're going to start off strong. Anton is sick, dude. I'm so proud of that kid. He's like 16. He's turning 17 this year. Soon, I think. Maybe this weekend is his birthday. I know his birthday's around Dreamville Fest. Jay Savant, Make Me Wanna. This is our first time hearing him on something like this. A little bit more contemporary. A little bit more plug and B leaning. Usually we get some pop stuff. DDK, my dude. We're live on Twitch and YouTube right now, man. Come hang out. Someone from your label hit me the other day, and I was like, yo, I know DDK. We've been tapped in. Great energy to start this one already, man. This is the thing I was trying to tell you before, too, Jay, is like, I want to hear you on more stuff like this. Monty, what's good, bro? We're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. It's just, I think the production, for me, has the only time where I've been like, all right, this could improve is like, the production could be more contemporary. Oh. DDK, what's up, man? Welcome back to the chat. For everybody who did just join us, if you want to submit, just make sure you use Nero. We're running everything through there now. If you want to join the skip queue, here are the instructions. Definitely giving the Kalani vibes. Not the artist, the song by Jordan Adetunji. Your voice sounds really good on this, man. I want to hear more of this contemporary stuff from you because you just have such a good tone to your vocal. You're a great writer. Melody choices are all really solid. So it's nice to hear you do something a little bit more like, you know, on the nose of what's happening right now. You got a fucking Anton song, bro? Is that going on his album? You know I signed him to Genius, right? I don't know if we talked about that or not. God damn. Let us know what you think in the chat. As always, we want to know what you think of these songs as well. This one's got a really, really, really cool flow to it, man. Going on your EP? Oh, that's tight as fuck. Good shit, man. Yeah, he's such a good kid, bro. He works so hard. It was like a no-brainer for me, if I'm being honest. Like, when I was listening to his music, I was just like, Jesus. This kid's got it. That's cool, though, man. I'm excited for him. And for you, bro. Congrats on everything. Official Jay Savant on Instagram. Yeah, I think it is his birthday this weekend. I'm gonna have to bug him and say happy birthday, man. Make sure you go follow if you're rocking with this one. Official Jay Savant. Like I said, we've listened to a good amount of music from Jay in the last couple of months. I think at times, productions felt a little bit older fashioned, a little bit outdated. At times, it's been like proper contemporary R&B, and I really do think the contemporary R&B, plug and B, kind of like more what's happening right now shit, is the stuff that really catches my ear, especially I think from you, Jay. So I would definitely encourage you to keep doing stuff like that. It's nice to hear you kind of push the boundaries a little bit more and get into this like very current production style. Guys, it's hot as fuck in this room. I don't know what happened. It wasn't this hot earlier. I think I might have to open the window in a second, but we're gonna play this one by Silk. It's called Untitled. Stalking Me Master. Maybe it's Untitled. I don't know. I gotta crack the window, I think. This one just got mastered, coming out soon. He's working on a tape. OME Silk. _ Silk. Please excuse the crew. His voice has always been one that stood out to me. You crunching these, I'm gonna be very real. Don't come bumping through. Silky stand for peace, but shit, he ducking who I will not be abused. Silky did, he won't get accused. I promise that is true, but please don't get confused. I love sticking D, I'm out here like I'm Sue. This feels good, bro. Until I get loose. Watch me do my dance, watch me do it smooth. Silky chocolate mousse, Silky know he cool. Silky paved the court and smelt the rims. Work in nature, fuck the gyms, can read the coverage, her says skims. I am fell in love with sin, spark the palm. Yeah, so if you're with us on Instagram, come hang out on Twitch and YouTube. That's where you're gonna be able to hear the music. I haven't figured out how to stream on all of those places yet, but we got Twitch and YouTube down.
going off, yeah, they say go, 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 let's go. Why this beat so hard?
This one feels really balanced, bro. I will say, like, we've listened to a lot of your music. I think the thing that's probably caught my ear the most has been the mixes in the past, masses in the past. The vocals cut through here really, really well. So for me, this is an improvement on some of the other stuff we've heard purely for the fact that the vocals really, like, cutting through this beat. The sub is nice and loud, it's nice and full. I still feel like I would love to hear some more ad-libs, some more doubles. But there is more of them, and I think that's an improvement. Let us know what you think in the chat. Yeah, but I do. So I did Streamlabs before, and they deleted like my whole setup. So now I'm on just regular OBS. I have it set up to stream vertical to TikTok, but I stream off a Mac, so I can't actually connect my Mac to TikTok Studio. It's fucking so irritating, bro. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do it. I could do vertical to Instagram, but I'm following artists off my Instagram account, so I can't be live on Instagram as well as following people, so that's kind of the thing I'm trying to figure out right now. We're on the second song on the list right now. This is Silk, called Untitled technically, or Stalking Me, I'm not really sure. Silk, if you're in the chat, let us know what it's called, bro. Go, 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 go. I think Silk has a really good rap voice, man. Like his tone really gets me. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, man. Like that's definitely next. Is I wanted to figure out TikTok, and I'm trying to figure out the workaround. Someone just said there's a workaround in my comments, so that'll probably be the one that I figure out first. We just submitted our artist song Tempo. Thank you, Echelon Music Collective. For everybody who is submitting music, just make sure you use the Nero link right here that I'm putting in the chat. If you want to skip the queue, we do have a $5 paid skip or a $10 super skip if you want to do it. But in 3 songs, we'll do our first free skip of the evening using the spinning wheel. No, your names are not in there yet. I will put them in there in a minute. But we're going to keep going first. OME_Silk for that one. Look, I've said this about Silk. I think he's got a great voice. I think it's one of the things that's really going to help him stand out. And so for me, that's the reason why I really like his music a lot. I do think there's things that need to be worked on, but I do hear the growth, especially from release to release. Some of the stuff that's unreleased that he sent over, it just feels like there's a more of an emphasis on the vocal now, and that's great. That's what I was looking for. All right, stats. I'm submitting my track, Be That Way. My God, why couldn't I read that? Be That Way, a slow burn reflection on stepping back from a love that's changed. This one's personal. Captures that emotional crossroads where your heart still cares, but your mind knows it's time to let go. All right, stats, I'm not going to read the rest, but I'm excited to listen to it. All right, fuck yeah, Panamanian Poppy. Be That Way. Stats Harlem. Let us know what you think in the chat. We're getting some emotional raps right now, so I hope you guys are ready. Get your tissues. Stats Harlem 122 on Instagram.
Why you gotta be that way?
Yeah, bro, Nero's amazing. You were actually there when I found out about Nero. Eddie was at the conference at Digilog Days, and he was telling me about it. This is his platform. Shout out to Eddie Mick, man.
Some things never change.
Oh.
Yeah. Still feels like the last time.
I do remember, man. I got one of those memories. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Why you gotta be that way?
I do kind of like this. It reminds me of it like kind of reminds me of Drum, FKA Shelly, FKA Drum. It's got kind of that like not super on pitch, but still on pitch singing. What is DR? Drum. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shelly, FKA Drum. This is totally the lane that this is in. Maybe some little early Yachty as well. It's got like a little bit of that in it. I think I like this though. This stuff doesn't always get me because the singing not being super on key can kind of catch my ear funny sometimes. But this one feels good. You know what I mean? The production is pretty solid. It's pretty fun. So, yeah, if you want to send a song, just make sure you submit using Nero. That's where we take all of our submissions. And we do have a skip queue if you want to do that as well. Here are the instructions in the chat. I mean, definitely send this to me, Stats, if you're in the chat. When this drops, make sure you put it in my release calendar. I'd have to listen to it again. I think when this drops, I'm going to listen to it again, and I'll make the decision as to whether or not it gets playlisted. I'm leaning towards yes right now. Like if this was out and we were listening to it in the moment, it's going in the playlist. Depending on when it's coming out, I don't want to speak for me in 2 months. I might not feel the same, but Right now, I'm fucking with it. I like the energy on it. Definitely has like a little drum to it, especially in the way you kind of sing. But I like it on this type of production. I think it stands out. It's not boring. It's not repetitive. You know, it felt a little fresh. Stats Harlem 122 on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you were rocking with that one. Like I said, we're gonna keep things moving. We want to try and get through as many songs as possible today. Christian RDJ up next. I've been really actually enjoying this artist's music a lot. Doesn't have anything out on DSPs outside of Spotify yet, but all the stuff that he does have on Spotify has been really fun to listen to. So if you like that, like rage music type shit, if you like young men's music, young people's music, then you're probably gonna enjoy this one. The energy on the production's been very good, and also the mixes have been cool. The vocals have been really punching through in a nice way. So here we go. You know what I'm talking about. This is young people's music. Oh, what flavor Olipop you got, Ryan? I will say on this one, I wish the sub was a little bit louder. I wish it was hitting a bit harder than it is. It's maybe slightly too muddy. Ginger ale, the ginger ale Olipop. I don't know if they've had that one yet. How young am I? How old do you think I am? I do like young people's music in general. Yeah, just a little muddy. I think on this one on the low end on the sub. Vocals still cutting through nice. That one clap is a little weird, I think. It's like a bit soft. That one clap is a bit soft too. That's maybe the only two things that I would say. I want to know how old you think I am. Oh, yo, no problem at all, bro. Between 28 and 34 is a good range. 32. That's a pretty solid guess, honestly. I just like music. I like old people music too. What it's worth. I was just talking to somebody about how much I love Stevie Wonder earlier. Oh yeah, facts. They be calling me OG and shit. I'm like, bro, I'm not OG. I'm 32. I'm not OG. I still feel pretty young, if we're being real. And I can still enjoy this shit wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? But bro, I'll be listening to music from like the 50s sometimes, just cause. You know, I'm a bit weird like that. I like listening to like old music. I've been listening to a lot of like classical music and shit too. Steve years ago. We're live on Twitch, we're live on YouTube right now. Come hang out if you want. I agree with you, Mundane. I think this second half actually feels a little bit better. The sub's hitting a little bit more. It's not as muddy. I think for me, the only things I really hear in this one are the mixed things in that first half of the song. Bit of a muddy low end sub. Very quiet clap. I don't know why the clap felt so soft. The clap could have been a little bit harder. Could have come in a little bit more. Being called Unk / Big Bro because of my music taste. What is your music taste? What makes you what is the song? What is the song or songs that make people go Unk or Big Bro? I get Big Bro a lot too, and I'm like, I guess like I still feel like I'm not. I don't know. I don't feel any different. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like inside of your head, I don't know that you feel that different as you get older. It's more of just like a body thing. My body feels older for sure, but I don't know that my brain does. Tempo, Designer D. This is the manager of the Pyromanian Poppy submitting his up-and-coming single Tempo that we're releasing May 1st. So he's 17 from Brooklyn. Is he? Is that true? All right, let us know what you think in the chat. All R&B vibes. We got Mundane up next, which is exciting, but we're gonna do a free skip right after this one. So if you haven't submitted, make sure you submit your music as well. FT Home, thank you for the follow.
Slowing down the tempo, feel like we in the Matrix. We supposed to get high together, but then I face it. You like how I feel on your body, so you get naked. Hit you from the back and I feel like I still be chasing.
I do actually like this as well. The doo-wop music, I do like the doo-wop music. Unk is like 40. I would agree with that. Over 40 is Unk. You are 17. All right, cool. 30s is big bro age. Come on. I like this. I think the things that I do have feedback on are mixed and mostly around the production, not the vocal. The vocal feels pretty good. To me, the balance between the kick and the sub is a little bit off. The kick is much louder than the sub. So I do kind of wish that the sub was maybe... I always have a problem with these really long legato, drawn-out subs in general, because I don't feel like they move too much, so they get a little repetitive feeling. So I do wish that the sub was maybe ducking out when that kick comes in, the little side chaining, just to give it like a bounce. The sub sound, to me, feels a little bit more... Like, I wish there was a little bit more in the low end than there is. Like, it's still, like, in that mid-high range for some reason. I personally don't love a sub sound that is that bright, especially for more legato bass. And if you don't, just for, you know, this legato is definitely, like, classical music theory speak. So legato is, like, a long, drawn-out note, right? So that's maybe the only thing I would say. I wish there was a little bit more bounce in the production than there is. I think the vocal sounds really nice. But I think for me, if I was like not playlisting the song, it's mostly because of the production, not because of the artist, if that makes sense. So I'd love to hear more from this artist as well. But I think for me, it's mostly that sub kick, maybe a little bit more in the rhythmic section, especially like the hi-hats, just a little bit more movement to keep it interesting throughout from a production standpoint. Vocally, I'm not mad at that. I think vocally it was pretty solid. We followed as well, Real DXSIGN XRDEE. That is a little bit of a mouthful, but it's Designer D. That is what it is, Designer D. Just the spelling of it, though. Spelling of it's complicated, but it is Designer D. All right. Pretty solid. All right, we're going to do our first free skip of the night. So just for everybody who's in here, we do this every 5 paid skips. We'll do a free skip at random using this wonderful spinning wheel, because I just like to do things for free. And the paid skip line was really just because everybody else wanted it. So, you know, you get what you wish for. Sorry, guys. Yeah, shout out to the chat. I'm going to spin it again mundane because you are quite literally next. So, sorry. Usually I would do it, but you are quite literally the next song. So we're going to spin it one more time. Zoost. I don't know if that's how you say it. Zuxt. Exist. Exist? Who knows? Where did it go? There it is. Addicted to You. Let us know what you think in the chat. We'll get back into our paid skips right after this. Oh, some Spanish music. I love that. Maybe not? Is that Spanish? Ruidosa. Or is that Portuguese? Is this Brazilian? Hey, sir. What's going on? Welcome back to the chat. Hey, you're welcome, Designer D. This is Portuguese, right? Almost, Wasim. You gotta put an exclamation mark there first. But if you want to submit your music, just make sure you use Nero to submit. Oh, this is kind of tough. It's XUST on Instagram. 2 T's, sorry. This one's called Addicted to You. I think this has to be, this is like close to baile funk. This has to be Brazilian. What's up, Lolo? It's got a really good mix on it. Arrangement's been pretty solid. I like the sound design on the synth as well. If you look this on Instagram, we're live on Twitch and YouTube. That's where you'll hear the music. Sorry. I haven't figured out how to do this properly yet. I'm curious to know if the vocal on this is somebody. Oh, 1 RPM. So yeah, this is definitely Brazilian. Bajo licencia. I don't think that's Spanish. Let us know what you think in the chat. As always, if you're an electronic music fan, let us know what you think. I'm liking the builds into the drops as well. Those are actually really solid. Haley, welcome back to the chat. It's nice to see you. I also really like this. This is totally a vibe. Easy to listen to. Second drop is maybe my favorite one. I liked the first one, but the second one is different. I like when the first drop and the second drop, especially in electronic production, is two different vibes. Real solid. The ending maybe didn't need this like outro section. I low-key would have preferred it to be a little bit more like abrupt, I think. For some reason, I just don't know that I loved that outro section that happened there. Outside of that, though, I really, really liked that one a lot. Definitely put it in the playlist. Definitely going to listen to it again. No, don't send music on Discord. We don't take submissions in there for this specifically. We do take submissions in the Discord for a couple different things, and we are going to have another Discord-specific playlist starting up soon. But for the stream specifically, you're going to use Nero. That just helps me with queue management. It helps me get through more songs. And then if you want to do paid skips, I can do everything in one place to make the whole process more simple. We used to do it differently. Now we don't, so make sure you use Nero. Up next, Mundane out of Virginia. I fuck with this artist. I say this every week. We listen to a lot of his music in here. Lots of reasons why I like his music. His voice is probably the biggest one. His whole kind of like approach to delivery. It's just a certain swag he's got. You guys gotta listen. He's hard. Mundane. Far from Mundane on Instagram. Neck full of gold. Cardi on the wrist and ring, plus she wants some more. I give it to her. Bro, literally doesn't miss. I fuck with her because she. If you want to go listen to a whole album of his work, go listen to Virginia's Boy by Mundane on Spotify, TikTok, or all the DSPs. It exists. It's out there. We got a couple more paid skips and then we'll do another free skip from the forum. Bro, hit us with the Japanese. Bruh. Spent 200 for lunch, just chillin' at Lucien. All these hoes be up my phone on my store like who and him. They so crazy. This is so hard, bro. They zooming in. It's some crazy girls out there I can't do again. Like, you really do, you got it. On the rap side of things, you just got it, bro. I agree with Steve-O. Like, you just got it. There's nothing else to say about it. Like, you've just got that thing. It's hard to describe. It's hard to do. There's no just like, it's, bro, everything you send in, I've enjoyed. And that is just like, it's not cap. I'm not glazing. It's not like a ridiculous thing. I legitimately love everything that I've heard from you and would listen to it as well. He knows his artistry. It makes it sound easy. I agree, man. Like you got it. How many people are in the queue? It's my first time here. If you go to Nero to submit your music, it'll tell you where you're at in the queue. And if you want to skip the queue at all, we do have a paid skip line as well, which you can take part of if you want to. We're going to hop right into this one from Bud called Upside out of Arizona. Reacted to the songs before, I never appreciated it. This is a video I just released in tribute to Nipsey. Rest in peace, Nipsey, man. Yeah. Let us know what you think in the chat. I'm stuck in the grind. This is Stuck in the Grind. Oh, I love the way this is shot already. Simple. Small set. I'm stuck in this grind. Well lit. I'm stuck in this grind. Stuck in this grind. Every day. Every day I'm on my grizzly, yeah, I'm stuck in the It's in the chat. Just hit exclamation marks in there. His flow is top tier, I would agree. I mean, first thing I'll say, that hi-hat is maybe a little aggressively loud. Luna Stu, what's going on? We're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. I also love his like early 2000s production style, yeah.
One thing about this life, it kills to keep regret. Your loved one dies, your phone breaks, and you can't keep the text. Ask me if I cry.
I think
reply, my nigga Jesus well. Yes, my name Bird, but I'm trying to
there's a little bit too much reverb delay on the vocal for me. I think it's making everything feel like a little bit messier than it needs to, I think, for such like a lyric heavy, bar heavy song. The hi-hat is really the most distracting sound in there because it's pretty loud. Uniform Prod, that's fine, bro. We got a bunch of other ways you can submit to. Just go check me out on Instagram. There's a series where you can submit in the comments for free, and I listen to those myself too. So if you guys are in the chat, let us know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where you're at in the world. You can also still submit your music anyway, because the VOD goes on YouTube when I'm done. Just as a heads up, if you want. Just, we got Oakland in the chat. Love Oakland, bro. Great music out of Oakland. Visual on this one looks really great. All right, stand out for me, visual part of this one. Shot really well. Really great performance on camera. Lyrically, it's well written. Dude's got a good voice. For me, the cons of this one, the reason that I probably wouldn't playlist it, a little bit too much reverb delay on the vocal. Personally, that's the one thing that I would. Don't DM me on Insta, because honestly, I'm not gonna see it. Just submit in all the other ways. That's what they're there for. It's just for me to keep track. Like, I'm sending a shitload of DMs every week on the pitch side of things for distro. So that's why I always tell people don't DM me music, because I will not see it. But that's why we have the songs from the comments series. That's why I do this. That's why we have like the release calendar where you can put it in my in like a spreadsheet. I check that every Friday. So there is a bunch of ways. Don't DM me the music though, and that's just for everybody in here. Like, if you DM me music, it's just gonna get buried in my DMs forever. Like, truly, it's not even like, it's like, I wish I could be better. There's just no way. There's too much, right? So just do all the other things. Like, I try and put them there just to make it easy for people to get to me, and that way it's easy for me to see things too. Yeah, like, I've got a full-time job. Oh, okay. Well, what's it about? Because if it's also just in general for the vibes, that is not helpful at all. I am PXRD on Instagram. I'm gonna follow this artist because I think he's got the bars. I said hello. What do you want me to say? I don't know, man. Like, what I'm gonna respond to every hello I get. I get so many of those. I did a whole series on TikTok one time where I like just highlighted some of the worst DMs I've ever got in my life, because I do get a lot, and I get a lot of like really just no context. Just no, don't get freaky with it either. But if there's something that you want, tell me what it is and get to the point. One, if it's musically submitting, do it through the proper ways. I just said, yo, it's you. Okay, cool. That's fine. Hey to you as well. I appreciate you reaching out. And get in the Discord, because I talk to people in there. So if you have questions you want to ask me or anything, you can ask me those in the Discord. I try to be a little more active in the than I am in the DMs. All right, sorry. Back to this feedback so we can get back into the music. I did like this. Too much reverb on the main vocal for me, a little bit, right? That's one of the things that I will say. Oh no, well that's trash. So sorry, the Discord's banning your country. But then also for me, the hi-hat on the production, that's probably the standout thing that really would stop me from playlisting it. I know that's such a weird, finicky, little picky thing to say, but for me, it's those little details that will catch my ear when I'm listening to music. And if it's the only thing that catches my ear, then it's not a good thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably the thing that I would say about that one is it's probably the thing in this mix that caught my ear the most and threw me off from like really getting into the vibe, because it is substantially louder than everything else. Yeah, it's such a small detail, but like I try and tell artists all the time, it's those small details that really make a difference, I think, to listeners, especially casual listeners, because they don't even know what they're listening for. For me, I'm listening critically, so I'm really trying to get into the nuts and bolts of it anyway. But like for people who are listening passively, like anything can take them out of it. And if you have any of those little things, like if the song's quieter than other songs, like the master's not good, like that's the type of shit where people just skip the song entirely, and you'll see that reflected in the data on the back end as well. So that's why I always try and point out these little things, because I think those little things are really important, even though they might not seem that way. AP The Plan, Me World up next. Let us know what you think in the chat. We're gonna keep things moving. And yeah, if you guys have questions about music or anything, you can always ask in the chat. Like I try to make myself as open as possible. It's just like The DMs is tough for me, guys, because I am pitching music in the DMs every week to curators and pages, and I'm doing a lot of like outreach to distro clients and stuff like that. It's just like a lot of business happening in there, so like, you know. They're not open back. They're just the AT MX50s. M50Xs, I think. I'll be listening on these. They're my favorite. No, I'll answer that question in a second. I love these. I think these are a perfect pair of headphones for mix referencing. Very balanced. I do like this one. It's a bit quiet on the master, I will say that. I'm a married man, bro. You can keep that. Yeah, this is the DMs now. I will agree with Tarek as well. I like this. Conceptually, I like the song a lot. I like the way it feels. I like listening to it. The biodynamics are really good too. I'm like one of those people who do like fucking hella research before I buy anything. And these just felt like the most like highly recommended for producing and stuff. The kick is a little weird on this one in the mix. It's like really, really low and boomy, but there's not much high end in it, so you don't really get that snap as much. Yeah, the low volume dampens the bounce. That's the only thing I was gonna say, Steve-O. I was like, I think if this was a little bit louder and everything was more balanced, we'd probably feel the bounce a little bit more than we do. But I like the idea enough that I would listen to this and playlist it. I'll have to listen to it more in all honesty to see if the mix really bugs me. But I think on first listen, this goes in the playlist because it feels really good. It's just that, it's maybe just that sub kick combo again. Uniform, you have a good night, bro. I'm assuming that you're in the UK, just based from the fact that you said it was 1:30 in the morning. So if you are, I'm also a fellow UK boy, so, you know, I'll give you a little bit of grace. Just off of the camaraderie of being from, both from the UK. Turkish! Oh, shout out to you, my Turkish bro. Do you live in the UK? Or are you actually from Turkey? I like that one from AP The Plan. It's called Me World. APTHEPLN. I've definitely listened to AP The Plan before and I've enjoyed his music. I think for the same feeling. It was just like actually like got a good feel to it. Definitely fun, easy to listen to. You know what I mean? Palisades up next, Back Down featuring Sirius Black. The Sirius Black. Big Harry Potter fan over here. We can talk about Harry Potter. Oh, you're in Turkey. Okay, fire.
Smoked out.
You don't have Discord in Turkey?
Blue sky green in my lungs. Head to the sun. Man on the run.
Erdogan's trash for that, bro.
2, 3, 4, you can count on me.
He did find a nice pocket, I would agree. Good melodies as well. Alright, let us know what you think in the chat. Big Harry Potter fan over here, man. Like maybe too much. Oh my god, bro. I do love a little bass house. I do love a little bass house. Palisvdes, Palisades. Yeah. Definitely one of these moments. No, I like this for like, if I'm driving, if I'm like, I mean, honestly, like I was playing Forza or like Need for Speed or something, like this is like the perfect soundtrack to that. Little Rocket League soundtrack. It's got good movement on it. I would say, if anything, maybe the Sirius Black features is the only place where maybe I feel like things could improve a little bit. And it's, I don't know what it is exactly about it. I honestly think maybe it's the way that the vocals are processed. I don't know if I like that. Definitely a Midnight Club racing song, without a doubt. I don't know if I like what we're doing with the mouth noises there. I also try and watch Harry Potter. at least once a year. That's so silly. It's like I've seen it so many times. I do like it though. Alright, Harry Potter fans, what's your favorite Harry Potter in the chat? Let us know. I feel like I have to ask that now. Yeah, there's so many times that I could listen to this. But we don't fuck with J.K. Rowling though, just to make that clear. She's trash. she's garbage. But the story of Harry Potter and the movies are fire. Nah, this is solid. I really don't have too much feedback on this one. I think the sound design's good. Mix is really good on this one too. The only thing I do have feedback about is the vocal. I don't know that I love the way it's been processed at times. Using the mouth noise and some strange kind of like almost like rhythmic percussive element was a good idea. I don't know if I love the way it sounded personally. It was a little off-putting. But yeah, I think maybe just process a little bit more. Like honestly, when it's doing this thing with like the form and shifting down, it sounds and feels really good. I think when it's not being form and shifted, I don't disagree with you. It does feel maybe a little thin at times. And that's probably the one thing that I would point out. This is probably the thing that stands out the most to me. All right, we're going to do this one by Des Nebo, and then we'll come back and do the next Palisades one after the next free skip. Yeah, that's totally fair. If you like look, I'll say this of everybody, like if creatively you're doing something for a reason and it just doesn't hit for me, that doesn't mean that you have to take it out of the song. That's just your thing. I'm just telling you guys what I hear purely because like that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? Goblet of Fire, great book, top tier book, easily probably my favorite book also. R.I.P. Cedric Diggory. Maroon Flip. Wow, I'm just you guys are gonna really learn about my nerddom. In these moments. Also always loved Prisoner of Azkaban, if I'm being real. Palisades. This one's definitely a little quiet. Immediately, that's probably the first thing that I would say about this one. R.I.P. Cedric. Rip Cedric, rip. The beat's really nice on this one. The vocals feel really, really quiet. So I like the notes of the production. But yeah, mix on the vocal could definitely use a little bit of work. One. Is there a flange on it? This is a personal thing, but like a flange on a vocal is one of my least favorite things that anyone does. It's like this dude's rapping though, like his bars are actually pretty solid. The vocal's doing something. I'm not sure what it is. It does feel really wide and just kind of like, it feels very far away. I honestly, yeah, I agree with Steve. The vocal is like really, really hard to understand and hear. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who's experiencing that, because for a second I was like, maybe it's just me. It feels like the production's all coming through the center, and then the vocals are all off somewhere in the distance. I like the sample flip too. It's just for me, it's the mix here that's probably the biggest issue. And like the mix is the reason that I wouldn't playlist it. It does feel a little quiet overall, but I think it's mostly because the vocals feel really far away. So I'd work on that a little bit more. Des Nebo on Instagram though, solid producer. Out of St. Louis. It's a cool lo-fi beat. Like as a lo-fi beat on its own, like I would throw this one on and listen to it. Oh my god, this next one from Mundane has me dying. That one, next one from Mundane has me. Yeah, the beat is really good. I think it's, for all of us, I think the big thing there is just the mix and making sure that, you gotta get the vocal to cut through, man. Like I always try and tell producers this because, I mean, it's easy. I think it's easy as a producer to really focus on the beat first and foremost and not think about the vocal. So like you gotta get the vocal to cut through. I don't know if the vocals will cut through that piano out dipping the conflicting frequencies. That's also a fair point. I don't think they will. That's another thing that I tell a lot of producers who come in here and do sample flips is like, yo, you got to carve out space from your sample for the vocal. Because if you don't, then the sample's always going to overpower the vocal and it's always just going to sit behind it or clash with it and feel really messy. So that's definitely a good note as well. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's do another free one. I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys, but I'm enjoying myself. Jalen Gatz. I've never heard this name before. So this is a new one. Walk With Me. Let's put it to the top. Let's see what's good. From the EP, I'm gonna need therapy after this. Oh shit, Rich Dropkick. I guess I should do a whole thing before we get started so I can explain to everybody. But yo, what's up? I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Rich Dropkick really quickly. If you guys haven't checked him out, make sure you go follow him as well on Twitch. Great music streamer, does a lot of really cool things. Also a great producer as well. So if you're just joining us for the first time, my name's Kayvan. I'm the director of music distribution at Genius and World Store. So I run the distro sides of both of those companies, signing artists, putting music out. I do DSP pitching, curator pitching. I also manage artists. I've been an artist myself. I produce music. I'm a classical violinist. And I run the Kayvan's House Discord and Twitch and YouTube and Instagram community, which is really centered around independent and emerging artists and figuring out ways to support you guys and just make content about your music, make playlists about your music. So what we do here on Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time is just give feedback on music. I playlist songs. I follow artists. If you want to submit, it's free. It's always free to submit your music basically for everything that I do, which is just something that I like to do. And if you want to skip the queue, we do have a paid skip queue. It's $5 to get bumped into the guaranteed play. It's $10 super skip if you want to get bumped to the top of the queue. That's totally up to you, though. We're doing a free skip right now. So every 5 paid skips, I do a free skip at random using the spinning wheel. Woo! And then hopefully, if we get through all of these paid skips, the last 30 minutes of the stream will be dedicated to people who are in the chat hanging out. There's really only one rule, and it's the one rule that I will enforce. So please just be respectful to each other as we're listening to music. I do want your feedback. It's important that you guys tell people what you think of their music. And if there's things that can improve, please stick to the constructive aspects of what could improve, but be respectful about the way that you do it. You'll get a warning, but it's just one. All right. So like just for everybody who's coming in, just know that's how we do it here. You get a warning, you'll get one warning. But we just try to make sure that like everything is chilling here. Like we all make music. It's a hard thing to do. So just a little bit of respect is the only thing I ask for. And we're gonna jump into this next free skip from Jalen Gatz. This one's called Walk With Me. Let us know what you think in the chat. And I think somebody said something in the chat about where Jay is from. He's from Chicago, but based in Charlotte, North Carolina. So let us know what you think. A bit of a quiet intro with this sample already. And I think it's going to be maybe a little bit of a quiet master on this one, just from the way it's sounding right now. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't want to judge it too early. Rich, how's your stream, bro? How you doing?
The way that I'm living, it feel like I'm constantly mad at myself. Talking to people.
See, this actually feels good.
How many times have I lied to myself? How many times I confided
I do wish the master was louder.
And how many times have I cried to myself? None. Cold-blooded, got my nose running, so it makes sense that I be catching myself. Titanic hearts, that's like ice in the drinks from it.
Voice sounds really nice.
Let myself go like I'm Jack and I rose no boat when I float Joe. That's how I felt. I'm only for being too cold, so when I'm warming up.
Palisades is trying to work with you, Jay Gatz, so tap in. I'm gonna save this one. Jalen Gatz on Instagram. The one thing that I will say, and this is generally what I tell a lot of rappers these days, is especially when you are coming up, try not to get too wordy. You need to have moments that the audience can really like latch onto, that are hooky, that bring them back. And sometimes if you put too many words in a song, I feel like you lose the audience. Rhythmically, I think the delivery is really nice. Flow is really good. I do wish the vocal was louder overall. And that sub just hit out of nowhere. Whoa. Sub is a bit loud. I do like how he switches the flow up every 4 to 8. I think that's a really, really important thing. is that variation in delivery, rhythmically especially, right? You want to be switching things up as you go. I think that I'll probably end up taking this out of that playlist. Just as a heads up, I'll save stuff as a draft and come back and listen to it before I make content. I think the sub is maybe just too loud for me to keep it in there. I like the ideas here a lot, but I do think the balance in this mix, especially on the production side, is still a little bit off. The vocal actually feels really good overall, right? Oh, hell yeah, bro. I love to hear that. It's always nice to get new music. That's like my favorite thing. Honestly, that's why I do this. Is to hear new music, so I love that, bro. Yeah, for me, the biggest thing here is the mix. That sub is booming in a good way, but also maybe a bit too much. I like the ad-libs. I like the actual vocal here. So we have that paid skip queue, right? The set 37th is the whole queue. The paid skip queue is not that long. So the paid skip queue is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs right now. So if you do the paid skip, it's a guarantee you'll get played on stream today. You'll be like in that top 10, 15, whatever. Like we'll definitely listen to it before the end. And then the super skip gets you into the top. But like I said, every 5 paid skips, we'll do somebody at random. And then once we get through all the paid skips, we'll just do free skips for the rest of the stream. So, there's options. That is the one thing that I would say. Steve said that's actually good advice. I try to show my much casual friends new music, and they often check out on wordy artists. Yeah, I think that's true. Like, the only person that's not true of, I would say, is maybe Jid. But I think it took years for Jid to, like, really capture an audience like that as well. And I don't know that it was, like... Because I was watching another stream the other day, and they were just shitting on Jid. They were like, oh my god, he's too wordy. And I will say that's my biggest qualm with Jid as well, is that he's too wordy sometimes. But I grew up listening to, like, Twista and, like, Sway to Sappho from the UK and, like, all these artists who rapped fast, and that was the whole thing. So, like, I feel like I came up in a time where rapping fast was what made you an impressive rapper, and being able to fit so many syllables, so many words into a certain amount of bars was what was really, impactful and impressive to listeners. It's just not like that anymore. And I try and tell artists this all the time. Like, as much as I might have enjoyed it, when I was like 14, like, I don't even really want to listen to Busta Rhymes like that anymore for the same reason. There's just too many words. Like, sometimes it's just too much. You know what I mean? It's a little overwhelming. And I just think music has changed. So, like, as much as good as it is, as impressive as it is, I think at a certain point you just kind of have to look at, like, what consumer behavior is like too, and just keep that in mind. And again, I wouldn't say just create for the audience, but, like, if you want an audience, you have to also understand what it is that they're looking for and what they listen to and what they like. And figure out how to make that your own. So that's the only thing I would say, is just on the wordiness side, you can lose people that way. You might build a really, really engaged and loyal fan base by doing it consistently over time and really appealing to the right people. But at the same time, for a more passive audience, you may lose them on that. Mumble rap for Gen Z with all the rap. Yeah, but that's not entirely true either, because I know plenty of Gen Z kids who listen to, like, these young rappers coming up, like Life of Tom and, like, Overcast and artists like that, and they're still barring up. But it's not crazy syllables, crazy words, like just overloading you with words. They're figuring out how to say more with less. And I think figuring out how to say more with less is actually a really, really important thing to learn as a songwriter. Yes, Cast Corso, 100%. Thank you for that. But yeah, I think that's like a thing for me, is something I think about a lot, is like, if you can figure out as a songwriter how to say more with less words and fewer words, then one, it gets people to think, because they'll be thinking about the fact you've said something in a way that maybe they haven't heard before. And two, it's just, it's easier for people to understand and latch onto and remember the words. And if the goal is to get them to remember the songs and remember the words, why wouldn't you make it easier for them to do that? That's all. All right, Peace and Harmony Monday, and up next, some R&B stuff. I've been sending a lot of rap shit. I wrote this about a stripper that broke my heart, brought it to the studio the day I made it, because she said I couldn't make a song about her, so I did. I am dead. You shouldn't do that, I think. Isn't that the whole thing? Isn't the whole thing not to fall in love? Did you not learn from T-Pain? I'm dead, bro. Monday, and look, he's a super diverse artist. I've just been like talking about how much I like his music every time we listen to it. So I'm gonna shut up and let you guys listen. But I like that he does this R&B leaning, more melodic shit too. Yeah, you gotta use. No, you can submit. You can still submit, and you can still do skips, bro. It's up to you. The link does update, so don't save the link. It's a new link every stream. It kind of blows my mind that Mundane does this type of shit, and then the more like, I don't even know who else to compare. I don't know who to compare the rap shit to, in all honesty. I like that you do both. I think I prefer the rap shit because it's just there's just like a natural like tone in your vocal that I think really stands out. But I think having this, you know, these two sides on projects is really interesting. And it'll serve you, especially in making songs that maybe women enjoy a little bit more as well. I feel like for the rap shit sometimes, it's definitely more for the guys. And for a lot of rappers, male rappers especially, they struggle to get a female audience. So being able to do both, I think, is an important part. But I'm telling you, I'm a Mundane fan. He's sick. Far from Mundane on Instagram. We're early as fuck, too. Like 932 followers. Under 1,000 monthly listens. This is my sweet spot. This is where I like to be at. So make sure you go follow if you're rocking with this one. It's called Fantasy Lady, long hair. This is off his New Women, Same Mistakes album from 2023. But Virginia's Boy, which dropped this year, is fantastic. So I highly recommend going to listen to this project as well if you haven't already. Yeah, bro. I mean, solid again. I will say the rap stuff I think catches my ear a little bit more. But like, again, having that dichotomy, the two sides of you, I think is a really important thing. And I think it'll help you in the long term in your career overall. Junie, Foggy Roy, Yeek, some of my features. Damn, on that project? Or this project? That's crazy as fuck, bro. Junie, Foggy Roy, Yeek, and maybe Tommy. Bro, Virginia's backing you. I understand why. But damn, that's hard as shit. I love that. What are you doing for, I mean, I've been thinking about this, but what are you doing for, I'm gonna hit you up. Like this, Palisades up next. Almost in mixed phase. Any feedback, arrangement, sound design, etc. appreciated. This is another work in progress from Palisades out of the West Coast. If you like electronic music, you can enjoy this. I'm gonna hit you up, bro. That is gonna be crazy. I can't aggressively nod my head too much because my back is gonna hurt. Yeah, I agree. Mundane and Tommy's gonna go crazy, but Mundane and Junie's gonna go crazy too. Also, Yeek. I'm a big Yeek fan, bro. Yeek is crazy. I love Yeek. Channel B says fire sample on that last Mundane track. I liked it too. I love a good R&B sample. A good 90s era R&B sample will hit for me every time. I like the sound design on this one. I don't know if I love the arrangement into this first drop. It maybe feels a little drawn out, but drop is satisfying. I feel like that one lead synth is maybe still a little bit louder than everything else. I know it's still a work in progress, so I'd love to hear the beat, like the drums, rhythmic section come up a little bit more. There's definitely an audience for this. I don't know if this is the one for me specifically, but I do think that there is a big audience for this. Zeus, how do I say your name, bro? Your music is hard. And are you Brazilian? I need to know. Okay, so feedback on the arrangement. I wish you would get into that first drop a little bit quicker. Sound design wise, I like that it kind of leans a little bit more dubsteppy. That one lead synth is a little bit loud. I'd bring it down a touch just to balance it out with the rest of the elements a little bit more. I like the chops. If you guys are in the chat and you want to submit music, just make sure you use this link right here. I'm going to put it in the chat for you right now. If you want to skip the queue, we do have a $5 paid skip queue if you want to guarantee a song is played on stream today. But in like 3 more songs, we'll do another free skip from the submission form. So submit your music anyway. Oh, it's a Nipsey song originally produced by Exo Foley. I didn't know that, but that's my bad. If you guys are on YouTube, sorry, I'm not checking the chat there as much. So my apologies in advance. I'm still figuring that out. Too hipster. Stop it, Dammy. Ravag is not too hipster. They redesigned the inside, but the food's not hipster at all. It's like very classic with food. You can get bagali polada. Come on. They wouldn't serve that at the hipster places. FT Home, if you want to submit music, just make sure you use this link in the chat that I just put in there for you. We do have a paid skip line as well if you want to guarantee a song gets played on stream. Everything runs through Nero, though, so just make sure you're submitting them. Ival and Sofret, totally understandable. Those are a little bit more hipster. Ravag specifically is not hipster at all, bro. That place is like classic. You get bottom June, cash, and regular. Come on, man. Dami. Why did I say Dammy? Dami. You're right. Palisades. PALSVDES for that one. Make sure you go follow if you were fucking with it. Dami up next, man. My Persian friend. Blood on my heels. No Limit Braxton was gone. I tried to bring him. You gotta bring him to Ravag. That's the one. All right, if he doesn't want hipster Persian food, Ravag is the place to go. I promise. He's not gonna be upset. My dad's not into hipster restaurants either. Let us know what you think in the chat. Oh. If you're new in the chat and you want to submit, just make sure you hit exclamation mark submit. It's going to pull up the submission form for you. Dami, what to do on Instagram? I do like this one. I do think the production could be up a little bit more. I want to feel that. I want to feel that bounce just a little bit more than I do. Wait, we got two Damis in here, bro. Which is which? Vocals sound nice as always. The flow is really nice. I would maybe turn down the Congo / bonga drums. Congo, bongo. Congo, bonga. Whichever one it is. Those are maybe those will catch the air maybe a little bit too much. Tuck them just a little bit more, I think. Are you the same person? Or is it two Damis in the chat? This one's super chill. I just want to hear more of the instrumentation, I think. It's definitely groovy.
I see everything. I see it fly on the wall, see people walk around all day with their mind in the fog, see pressures climbing, but I love the rise and the fall.
What up, Traffy? We're live on Twitch and YouTube right now.
Maybe I'm way too stubborn, but you would be too if since they had fed you uppers. Or if you make God tripping off like sweet in the summer, only go to play keeper for each and all of my brothers.
One thing I would suggest doing for you, right, and this is more from shout out to Eddie Mick, founder of Nero. That's one of our community members. He's the best. One thing that I would kind of suggest doing is in the songwriting, when you go back and you listen, right, think about cutting out some of the connecting words, or if sometimes you don't need those things in there, and it can actually make the flow change up a little bit more and just feel a little smoother. So that's the only thing that I would say. That's just a general songwriting tip that I try to give rappers all the time. Think about the words that you can cut out of a bar where it doesn't take away from the meaning of the bar, but it does change the rhythm a little bit, and also just make it a little bit easier to deliver. So sometimes it doesn't feel as like, oh, I got to get these syllables into this bar, if that makes sense. Overall, I like this one. I like the chorus on it. Production's really nice. Those percussive elements, I think, could come down just a touch, especially just like the additional kind of like tom drum, conga drum, bongo drum kind of sounds. And then I would like to hear a little bit more from the actual like kick, snare, like drum pattern, and a little bit more from the instrumentation. But I think it's just finding that balance between it. But overall, great job, man. I'm enjoying like listening to your music and kind of diving into your world. Good shit. All right, Yassine on the radar up next. Oh, you did one, bro. Were you in New York? Yassine B26, bro. I fuck with this kid. With the cuffy, yeah. Come on. Every time they thought you quit, you got softer. Both my parents immigrants, of course I work smarter. And I'm from the bay, so you know the float water. Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. I've been on ghosts. Took mo from me. They let it talk. I fuck with this dude, man. Going crazy. Money. See me, I never hated on the show, but I lost a lot of friends when I talk about my goals. All my fellow Middle East and North African people, like, go follow Yassine, all right? We got a little community building of rappers, singers, producers. We gotta band together in these times.
man, I'm trying to pray for peace. They don't care about them babies dying in the Middle East. They don't care that you broke, they sending money overseas.
Oh, speak on it.
About the work you put in that they'll never see. They don't care if I talk, but they still gonna let me speak for the past 12 months.
Bro, it's getting bars off right now.
This is me versus me, can't compare or compete. All that talk about who's next, man, put that shit to sleep.
Super talented rapper, man. Honestly, he does a bunch of shit. YasseinB26 on Instagram. He does a lot of collaborations with this artist Omen from the UK too, who I really fuck with. But look, go follow this dude. If you want to submit, !submit in the chat. It's gonna pull up the submission form for you. We do have a paid skip queue too if you want to guarantee a song gets played on stream today. Bro, I'm actually like a really big fan of Yassein's music. He goes hard. Definitely go follow him. Definitely go keep up. It's been cool watching him like grow up into this as well. Like I think like a couple years ago when he first started sending music, and he's still like really, I mean he's still young, but he was really, really young then. And it's been cool to like hear him kind of find his sound. Alien, I knew that. I knew you were Iraqi. I remember. All right, we got another one from Bud. I think. Wait, did we listen to this one already? Or is this a different song? I just want to make sure because there was one in there that I accidentally bumped. Yeah, this is different. Upcoming single, Upside, produced by myself and Slow Life 713. Excited to hear what you think. Let us know what you think. This is Bud. Look, we got Persians in the chat. We got Arabs in the chat. It's all love. Okay, Bud. Alright, Bud. I fuck with this one already. I still do wish that the vocal was up in the mix a little bit more and more in the forefront than it is. It's knocking though. Bud, where are you from, bro? You a producer too? You are a producer too. So this is the thing. I say this about all producer rappers because it's just the case. I'm a producer rapper as well. It's the same thing. Beats will always be louder than the vocals. Make sure that the vocal is the highlight of this mix, bro. The beat is good, but I want to hear that vocal cut through a little bit more than it does. Ailey, I agree. I love everything about this from an actual like vocal delivery standpoint, songwriting perspective. I'm enjoying the song a lot. Biggest thing here is the mix. Make sure that vocal's a little bit louder. That's it. I like the song though. Well, you guys are gonna get another mundane track after this. We're actually gonna do a free skip after this. Another free skip after this one. Shout out to St. Louis. It's definitely got a good beat on this one. I like that there's variation in the delivery as well. It's melodic sometimes, it's more rap sometimes. It goes back and forth. There's ad-libs in there. It feels full. You know what I'm saying? Total opposite of what we said about the first song. Steve-O liked the first song as well. Steven, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the community. If you want to submit music, just make sure you hit !submit or !skip to figure out how to do both of those things. Yeah, biggest thing for me here, vocals could be a little bit more in the forefront. That's it though. Really solid otherwise. Really solid song. Yeah, you can submit as many songs as you want, guys. I'm not really tripping. If you do like back-to-back a bunch, then I'll probably split them up just to like give people a break. But no, you can submit as much music as you want. I'm not tripping. And if you submit something here and like you want to submit it for one of my playlists, you can also do that as well. Look, I just like listening to music and supporting artists. So there's like a billion ways that you can submit your music to me for free. And I'll listen to all of them myself because I just want to support. That's it. There's no tricks here. Like, there are no tricks. I just fuck with music and I like artists. And I know what it's like to be in your shoes. So, little D-Bells. I don't know if D-Bells is here right now. D-Bells, are you in the chat? Maybe we'll start doing that for the random skips. If they're not in the chat, we'll spin it again. Yeah, baby. Because I want to try and get somebody from in here. Pool House? Pool House? Pool House? I actually do want to listen to this. We also have done D-Bells in the free skips like a bunch of times, so sorry. I'll make the rules. Sorry, I don't have to apologize. This is my stream. I don't have to apologize. Fuck. Pool House. Never mind. Newly released first single of debut album and self-produced as well. Let us know what you think in the chat. I have listened to this band before and have liked them. Most is like call-outs. Seymour. What? I love it. This like honestly low-key feels like some 41 era like pop punk. I fucking love this shit. So immediately in the playlist. Very 2000s alt rock nostalgia. Hey, welcome in, man. When did this drop? It says this year. March 28th? Solid, man. About to say that Sum 41. It's just got that Sum 41 pacing to the guitar. Definitely, yeah. This is like American Pie. I've been watching the American Pie movies recently. This is like, throw this song in that fucking movie. Fits right in. Good tempo, good production. The vocal feels really nice. It dropped in 2001. No, this dropped in March 28th, 2025. Yeah, I really love this melody as well. This is super easy, super memorable, super easy to listen to. Great job on this one. Pool House Band on Instagram. I do love this type of music just generally. So like, if you send me music in this space, I'm gonna fuck with it. Just as a, you know, free game for you all. Arrangement's perfect. It reminds me a little bit of Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus as well, which is a song that I love. I think from a guitar standpoint, it reminds me a little bit of Sum 41. From a vocal standpoint, it reminds me of Teenage Dirtbag. All in all, it reminds me of a really nostalgic time of my life. And I think for a lot of people, they'll feel the same way. Great job. Never mind, Pool House. This one's gonna go in pretty regular rotation, I feel like. Pool House Band on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you're rocking with that. We're gonna keep things moving. We've got another one from Mundane up next. Curbside of Balenci and Unreleased. Rudy Curbside of Balenci. # drag music. Raw, no master, no mix. Yeah. So you guys getting a sneak peek of this new Mundane shit, man. Yeah. Shout out to all my AAPI people in the chat as well. The other half of me.
Thought hoes and basic bitches. I'd rather chase Benji friends. Big kid, but NYC, I ballin' like I'm Jeremy Lin. Took a risk, make bad decisions. I'm licking my consequences.
Bruh.
Yeah, $1,000 denim. Still talking about fancy plans.
Far from Mundane on Instagram. Just go follow this man.
Any chance you can. I ain't get to your text message. I just fucking landed. All my clothes Japanese and my bitch speaking Spanish. Oh,
Mundane, how old are you, bro? That's the week says he ballin' like Jeremy Lin.
Got me high as hell in the bitch. Oh my gosh, she's so damn pretty. New Balenci bag, I'm tricking.
Yeah, bro, like, I just got it. I don't know what else to say. 25?
Can't get ticket in bags, I'm busy.
You got a long career ahead of you, bro.
They like, wow, it's so expensive. Curse, I pick up at Balenci. They don't do that shit for anybody. Bet you know I'm different. Funny as shit, lame man boy, I see him. Won't be jerking for pics. Bring my bitches in the club with me. Like, how you not on the list? I got my bitch, match my bitch. Yeah, I know I'm selfish.
I mean, this is like really like just so current.
You know, he just IG lit. Fraudulent, not buying it.
Vocals are flexible, dexterity is impressive. All I agree, man. It's so nonchalant, but it's like it's lazy in a way that feels good and isn't not intentional. Like some people do this shit and it's just messy, right? Mundane is not messy at all. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it either. It just swings. I agree. The kids are gonna love this one.
Yeah, $1,000 denim. Still talking about this. They like, wow, it's so expensive. Curse I pick up at Balenci. They don't do that shit for anybody, but you know I'm different. They like, wow, it's so expensive. Curse I pick up at Balenci. They don't do that shit for anybody.
I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there fucking will be. This shit is tough, bro. Good job. Again, man, I can't wait to hear more of this project. As like, honestly, if you want to just send it to me, you can. I'm gonna listen to it in my own time. I fuck with your music. I get it. I get what you're going for. I think you're doing a great job of it. Just keep it up. Production reminds me of V's Law and Order a little bit. Feel like a little more bounce will help. Danny says, can't wait for this to drop. I'm cutting right now so I can be super risen videos. I'm dead. I'm dead. That is hilarious. But real. Hilarious, but very real. Good for you. All right, way back home, Ailey. Would love to hear your insight on this. We haven't listened to your music in a while, so I'm excited to hear it again. Come on, let us know what you think in the chat. From what I remember, you were already barred up the last time we were listening to you, so I'm excited to hear more. Ailey for the truth on Instagram. It's been so long, we didn't even have a Kayvan's House page on Instagram yet. Let us know what you think in the chat. Not yet, it's Asa. Not yet. 2 more songs. I like this. There's still something in the tuning that feels like a little shaky at times. Not the pitch of it, but it's doing something weird. So I would just maybe take a look at it. But it's doing something that's like, it's almost like making the vocals feel a little glitchier than they should.
Think beyond the borders, always check your shoulder. Take risk a bit bolder, but never cut that corner. Never, never. Mind on level. Think 2 steps.
I really like the vocal layers that are, oh, it's not mixed yet. Okay, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Not mixed yet. I do think that's the thing. Is like once you get the mix down, it's gonna be really good. But I love the layers in here. I actually love the writing on the song, the arrangement of it. They sound really good for not being mixed already. So it's just little things. It's like pretty close.
Judging from my last conversation, you were just another that went.
What I would love to hear, more kind of like sparkly additions, little details in the vocal, ad-libs, runs, that kind of stuff, just because it is a melody-specific kind of song. So just as you get into these moments, just building out more vocal layers, I think, especially when we're in the chorus. But yeah, I mean, I really like this. It's such a stark difference from what I feel like we listened to from you years ago. But it's cool. I like that you're kind of stepping into the melodic space and singing a little bit more. You've got a nice tone to your voice. It's, you know, it's pretty like accurate. Like there's moments where it gets a little shaky and the tuning needs to be there. But it's not all the way throughout and it's not egregious. So I think those are things to think for or listen for. Steve says a little more variation on the flow would help as well. I think that's fair. Maybe not so much in the chorus because I liked it, but in the verses maybe a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I mean, just keep it up. Like it's nice to hear you make music and hear new music from you as well. We played this one from Zeus already called Addicted to You. We played it earlier and I liked it. We put it in the playlist for what it's worth if you're still in here, Zeus. And if that's how you say your name, I'm not entirely sure if that's how you say it. Rewind. Ass a Week's up next. Last one off my newest EP. Wanted to do the house's opinion because it's a new vibe. All right. Let's go. Let us know what you think in the chat. We're getting close to being done with paid skips. And as soon as we do, we'll get into those free skips. So we got like 3 more, and then we'll do free skips for the rest of the stream unless anyone wants to get a paid skip in now, okay? Let us know what you think in the chat. Asa. Fuck, man. I said it right all the other times.
out of temple, out of city, we out of service. Find the cursive inside the curves, it's so immersive. Independent, cutting records, we back in packing. Post a pic for a threat of lurkers and call the caption. When you find you a heart, make sure it's on site. So connected, no breaking bonds, arms tight. If you had it all, would you still need a message? If you saw him gone,
I like
would
this.
you still lead a mission? If you did it all, could you still
Ace of T Weeks on Instagram.
Said it all, would you still need a listen?
So I will say I really like the intro section, this first verse section. I don't know that I love this chorus section quite as much. I think predominantly because of the synth sound. I think the bass line feels really good. I think the vocal feels okay. I don't know if I'm in love with the lead synth. It feels like maybe just too drastic of a switch from that intro section into that chorus.
This is more than myself. This is more than my heart. This is more
Like everything feels so organic. Guitar, bass, then that synth comes in kind of out of nowhere, and it really feels like it changes the vibe of the song a little bit. So I mean, and again, do what you feel is right. But for me personally, I really love the way that the verses feel. But I would agree with Steve-O, and then I feel like the hook feels like a bit of a departure from the song and direction of the song prior to that and after the chorus as well.
Don't be acting all surprised. Damn, it's paying off. Took a little time. Damn, I know I've been sitting on some diamonds.
These sections are so nice, bro.
Had to hit the rewind, send it all across the map.
It's maybe a little bit better the second time around. Pretty jarring, I think, the first time. I think if it built into this section at the end, it's maybe not as jarring. I think there needs to be maybe a little bit more of an introduction to it throughout. But I think it was a little jarring from that first verse into the chorus for sure. Yeah, I would agree. Everything else feels really good. A bridge, maybe. Yeah, just something that leads into it a little bit more than what's happening right now. I think it's just a bit abrupt. When we were doing the first mixes, that was my thought initially. Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing I could say. Otherwise, everything does feel and sound pretty good. It's just, I would say it's just like abrupt in that first chorus, like going straight into it like that. And I do feel like the rest of the elements actually feel really good. Like it just feels really organic and natural. And then I think that synth makes it, it just changes the vibe of the song a little bit too much. All right, Conceited, Mac Woods up next. We'll keep things moving, then we'll get a free section. Let us know what you think of the chat. Oh, guys, it's hot in this room right now. Also from Chicago and the Bay Area. Is this soul music? He wrestles bears and bites sharks. What?
Big boot I stood, my roots are red. All of this gold, drape on my neck.
I did not expect this at all to be. I did not expect this at all to be the sound that we got just now.
I was a gnome, still paying off debts. Now I got checks.
Yeah, Spotify links are fine too. If you're on YouTube, sorry, I'm not checking the chat there as much. Just make sure you submit using the Nero link that I just put in the chat for you. We are going to do some free skips from the chat very shortly, so just make sure if you're in the chat here, you want to submit music, use Nero, submit your music, and then I'll explain how the free skip section is going to go when we get to it in a minute, okay?
We stand, divided we fall. Change your whole world with one call. I could do that. I could bring back all of the stats, the plaques, the facts, the top, the tracks, boss, the packs, making them last. You keep.
I'm not mad at this one. I will say it feels a little bit early still for this artist, and I think there's work that needs to be done. I like the idea, and I like where they're starting from. I would work on the timing of the delivery, just getting a little bit tighter. At times it gets a little bit offbeat. I do like the flow, like rhythmically overall. We need more vocal layers. Mix needs a little bit more, but it definitely is very different. Ailey, have a good night. It's good to hear music from you again. Steve says flow subverted, expectations really well. Vocals sound kind of flat though. Don't give us that payoff. Yeah, that's the thing. I think there's still some work that needs to be done on the vocal side, just kind of getting into that natural voice, the one that really like cuts through. I don't know that it's there yet. It is pretty early for this artist, I will say. Like, we're talking like, what, like, not a ton of releases yet. Couple hundred monthly listeners, like, definitely, like, not 1,000 followers yet. You know what I mean? It's still early, so I would just say keep working on it. But the things that I would think about are delivery and just really, really finding that natural delivery for yourself. Timing, that's a big one. Just make sure you're really on time, even if you got to punch in and do lines again. There's nothing wrong with that. And then for me, the mix on it was still a little rough. Like, you know, a little bit more in the beat, a little bit more in the vocals, vocal layers, details, ad libs, that kind of stuff that we're missing. So just keep building on it. But I think it's a good like starting point to kind of jump off from. But I would suggest kind of just thinking about like really, really dialing in on the vocal side of things a little bit more. Having that ear for different approaches to beats is a really good skill to have. I would agree with that as well. And I think it did catch me by surprise and in a pleasant way when the vocal came in. It's not what I was expecting at all. And it was a good beat choice as well. So just keep at it. But I think the things to work on are delivery and then mix. At least for me, those are kind of the biggest things that stand out. All right. This is our last paid skip of the night by the look of things right now from Kij.mp3. So I'm going to explain how the next part's going to go after we get through this song too. Oh, yeah, no worries. The VOD will be up on YouTube after this too, so if you want to go back and check it out as well, go listen again. But look, like, great job. Keep working at it. I definitely want to hear more from you as you continue to develop and grow. Like, that's kind of the point of the stream is to kind of listen to artists as they develop and grow in their own time too and just see, you know, what you guys are doing and help guide you along the way if we can. So thank you for sending music in and being in here for the first time. It's great to have you. All right, so for the next part, rest of the stream, we've got, you know, like we're done with paid skips, which is nice. We don't always get to this section. So today we're going to do like a full free skip section of the stream. And basically how this works is for the next 30 minutes or so, we'll be listening to songs from the chat for free. So if you are in the chat and you've submitted your music, just put your artist name in the chat while we'll listen to this last one from Kij. I'm going to make another paid or another skip queue. We'll go through all the songs or as many of the songs as we can, probably in more of a rapid fire mode, so 60 to 90 seconds of the song, but we'll try and get through as many songs as possible. So if you are here and you have a submission you wanted us to play, now is the time. Put your artist name in the chat. We're going to go through. We're going to put you into the skip queue. Give me a second to catch up with you guys. If you're on YouTube, I'll check in as well just to make sure we're not missing anybody on there. But on Twitch specifically, if you're here, put your artist name in the chat right now. And while we're listening to this one, just watch me make this queue. All right, this is Careless by Kij. There is no socials either, so not mixed, just looking for a vibe check. Let us know what you think in the chat. A minute 44 doesn't give me much time. Gotta do this quickly.
Come quick when I flick my wrist. All the green eyes, yeah.
Kind of a vibe right now.
Bitch, think this might be it. Maybe not though, I'm lying.
I like the bounce to this one already.
And I got a few lined up on my plate. But nigga, we young, I'm tryna be great. I didn't mean to leave you cry. I'm so careless. I'm so careless. I'm so careless. I'm so
Oh, we got a nice little queue going again.
I'm so careless. I'm so careless.
I'm gonna go through and see if there's anybody else. If you're in the chat, put your artist name in the chat. If you want to get bumped up for free, we're doing that right now.
They ask me what I'll do, yeah, if I can make a wish, or my bread stay long, like my dick stay big. Big is all the dreams I'm hunting. Can't make me stop for nothing, no. Y'all could stay reluctant. I'll be here shitting on you. Yeah, I'm shitting on. I'm shitting on.
What are the socials, man? Are you in the chat? Kij. Put your socials in the chat, man. I'm fucking with this. I like this. Kij, bro. This is nice. I like this a lot. Get it mixed, for sure. It doesn't feel too far off, even for an unmixed song, if we're being real. Definitely tapped in, though. I want to hear more music from you. I actually really liked this one. Had a really, really nice kind of bounce to it. Production was nice. I like the melody choices. I like the way your vocals were laid. I definitely would drop it. You know what I mean? But the only things that I do here that could maybe improve are in the mix, and it's just getting that balance right. It's just getting the processing right. Outside of that, though, like really pretty solid, bro. Especially for something that isn't out yet. I don't know how much music have you released. Is that like something new for you? Have you dropped a lot of music? Free skips for the rest of the stream. Sorry, I'm just gonna let the Discord know we're in the free skip section because sometimes people like to pop out and do this. All right. So for the next like 25 minutes, we're gonna listen to a bunch of stuff for free. Des, yeah, we did. You can find it on the VOD on YouTube. As soon as I get off, it'll be uploaded there, okay? Let me just check the YouTube chat really quickly to make sure. Some Strange and B Winnie. All right, Some Strange and B Winnie. Let me go find you as well really quickly. Some Strange is not in there. B Winnie, also not in there. Make sure you submit a Nero if you're trying to get bumped up for free, because I can't do it if you don't, all right? All right, so this next section, like I said, rapid fire mode. We'll do like 60 to 90 seconds of each song, but we'll try and get through as many of these songs as possible. Heisman Cobain, Ain't Nothing up next. Was in the show before with Let Jesus Speak, and back with the release, I decided to go on first. All right, beautiful. Let us know what you think in the chat. And as always, we do want to know what you guys think of the songs as well, so stick around. Let us know what you think. We're going to hit a raid after we get done with this.
Ain't nothing left I won't do for this shit. Ain't nothing better I won't do for my bitch. If you talking that shit, better lower your pitch. If we out on the strip, then I roll.
This is on that Lancey Fo. You're from the UK, right? We talked about this? This is definitely in that Lancey Fo space. Pretty solid, man, honestly. See how I boot up in the spaceship. Time moving slow, I'm impatient. Keeps off the meds, I should be with a side. We've been blade in the dark and I dance in the light. I maybe wish the vocals were a little bit louder, but everything feels cohesive, so I'm not terribly mad at it. I did save this one. Because I will say, I do really, really like this, like, side of UK hip-hop right now. It's not really what I expect to hear from the UK, and I like that. I like that it takes me by surprise. I like that it's a little different. I like that there's this whole kind of scene that's building around it as well. So for me, I think that those are the reasons that I playlist and listen to this. Heisman Cobain on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you're rocking with that. That one's called Ain't Nothing. Minute long, bro. That's an easy replay as well. IL. Let me know if I'm saying it right. IL Music. Spotify. This one's called Out the Way. Let us know what you think in the chat. A little bit of a quiet intro, but we'll see what happens when the song drops fully. Still a little bit quiet. You got a nice vocal tone. I do think there's a little bit of work that needs to be done on the vocal mix here. It feels a little squashed. A little bit too much reverb, which, especially on the tail end of it, is making it feel a little bit messy. IL _music on Instagram.
I know pain for real. I know time don't really heal, but over time you can accept it's real. Nigga don't know what's
biggest thing for me is the reverb delay on this one. I think that's probably the thing that's it just okay. So here's the thing with reverb delay, right? It's like if there's inconsistencies in the vocal mix, it's just going to accentuate those things. So I feel like that's what I'm getting from this, because it's so like focused in a specific bandwidth on the EQ side and maybe a little overcompressed. With that tail end of the delay and reverb, you get a lot of those like inconsistencies in the vocal echoing and reverbing, right? So it makes it a little bit messy because of that. I like the direction of the music. I like your voice. The mix for me is the biggest thing on this one. I hear the black reference to, or the black vibes for sure. And then overall, the master's a little bit quiet. So I'd love to hear a little bit more body in the beat and the production. And then same thing from the vocal, like a little, widen it up a little bit, bring the tail of the delay down a touch. You don't need as much as you think you need. I think that's something that I see a lot of artists do early in their careers as well. And it's like just I don't know what it is necessarily. Sometimes I think it might be just like a self-conscious thing more than anything. Because I did this as well when I was making music in the beginning, which is putting too much reverb on it because I thought I needed it, right? So like I think for a lot of people, especially early on in their careers, they tend to do that. And it's one of the things that I tend to point out pretty quickly for a lot of people is you don't need as much as you think. Your voice sounds good. It stands out. Give it the space to really, really shine on the track a little bit more, and don't worry about kind of putting that much reverb delay. The other thing I would say is if you're putting it on your main vocal channel, bus it, put it on an auxiliary channel. It gives you a little bit more control over how much reverb is happening and how loud it is too. So those are things that I always see clean up a vocal mix immediately, is just like busting that reverb off of that lead channel. One, that's a big one, but then also just don't make it as wet as you think. Like you usually don't need to make it quite as like long-tailed and just like echoey. Blick, she got me like, ooh. Sorry, I hope that was helpful. I'm not an engineer. I just have learned like shit from doing things myself. So sometimes I don't know how to explain exactly what I mean with technical terms. She got me like, ooh, blick. Let us know what you think in the chat. We got like 17 minutes left. We're gonna hit a raid after we get done. But if there's anybody in the chat, if you gotta submit, put it in Nero. Yeah, I think everyone's like that in the beginning. I think it's a very common thing. Tuning on this one is off. Is probably the first thing that I hear. Tuning in that first section was a little bit messy. If you want to, Chanel MB, you can. It's up to you. I'm not tripping if you want to do a paid skip. Okay, let me go find Stefan in there, bro. I got you, Stefan. Alright, biggest thing for me, tuning on the hook. It's like, it's not in the same key on the sung part, and that's one of the things that catches me immediately. I think I heard it in the intro because you had the same kind of like ad-libby vocals on there. So, yeah, it works well. It's a good idea, but it's just getting the key right, getting the pitch right? So, outside of that, in the verses, it actually sounds like it's on, but for some reason, it's just that one ooh part that just kind of isn't really in the right key. So I just go back and take another look at that. If you were rocking with that, guys, JIRE.H Jure on Instagram. Go follow. We got JLN up next, who I really actually like this artist a lot. Just dropped a new single last week. Amazing R&B singer. This one's called Runaway. Let us know what you think in the chat, but I think you'll like this. It's not out yet. This dude does the craziest vocal arrangements. JLNJ on Instagram. Bruh. I've been over here singing your song non-stop, by the way. Like, just in my crib singing it. Trying to steal your runs in my brain. Master feels a little quiet on this one, but it's not out yet, so that's the one thing I would say is just when you get into mastering, make sure it's loud. Crazy vocal arrangement again, though. The range on this vocal is absolutely insane. Out of Las Vegas, JLNJ. He's crazy, man. Like, you gotta go follow him, for real. This reminds me of Golden Hour by Jake. It's not even mixed yet. Stop. Stop it. Not mixed is crazy. Not mixed is insane. Are you gonna tell me right now this is a raw vocal? Or whatever your recording vocal chain is? Yeah, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I need you to clarify. Professor Tubas, what's up, man? You always come in right at the last minute. Welcome back. Bruh. Vocal preset, but not mixed. Okay. That's fine. Vocal preset is okay. I can live with that. Streams have been solid, bro. Oh, thank you. My posture is dog shit. Streams have been really solid. We're in our free section of the stream right now, so if you want to submit music and get bumped up for free, you can. We're doing free skips until the end, just because we had some extra time today once we got through the paid skips, which is beautiful. This one comes out sometime in May. Let me know when it does, bro, because it'll be in the playlist without a doubt. JLNJ on Instagram, just an unbelievable vocalist, man. Like, it's just going to take someone to hear you and be like, wow. All right, yay. Somaziwa and FT Home. Let us know what you think in the chat. All right. Mix on this is a little unbalanced. That's the first thing I hear. Sub is a real fat sub, though. I like the sub's choice, like the sound choice. Is this just a beat? I like this drum switch right here. I would think about the timing of the sample a little bit more. Like, there's moments where the horn doesn't feel like it's quite on beat with some of the rhythmic elements in the beat. I like these trap hats here. They're a little tucked too far in the back. It's a really interesting beat. I think the thing that it just needs is a little bit more balance, right? So that open hi-hat sound is not my favorite. Like the crash one's like tss, 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 tss. That one's not my favorite. The sub is probably the standout best like sound choice for me in this beat. I think it's just a balance thing. Like, honestly, oh fuck, I didn't mean to close that. I think it's just a balance thing, especially in the leveling of the different aspects of the instrumental. To me, the things that need a little bit of work and probably the most work is just the actual like leveling of everything, right? And I can show like, yeah, just because every time someone plays a beat in here, I'm like, all right, I should show you that I produce music as well, so it's not like some just dude who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about telling you to do shit, right? So this is like something I made, right? I haven't really done all that much to the sounds. There's not like a lot of processing going on. It's really just leveling more than anything, right? Leveling and arrangement. There's maybe some additional things in there. But the difference the leveling makes is that it's easier to get into, right? There's not elements that maybe catch your ear more. And even in this one, it's not mixed, so there is elements. Like for me, that one kind of sound, that's too loud. I gotta cut that down when I go back into this. But the leveling, to me, is one of the things I learned as a producer that really makes the most difference, right? Arrangement-wise, this is something I like to do. So chorus section, verse section. You drop everything out. You have your melodic kind of lead. You maybe have like one or two elements kind of in there, right, driving it. You start to slowly bring other additional elements back in. And then as you kind of arrange into the chorus, you start to bring in more elements. There's maybe a dropout. All of the elements come back in. So for me, the arrangement part and the leveling part, super like game changers when it comes to production. You don't have to do all that much if you can get the levels feeling good. Yeah, I love producing. It's like one of my favorite things. I make like a whole bunch of different shit too. Like you guys probably heard some of this stuff. And some of this stuff needs more mixing than others. Like, you know, like this isn't done right yet. But I think that's also the difference between leveling. Like I haven't gone through and leveled this properly. So like, to me, I listen to this and I'm like, well fuck, like drums are a little quiet. That one synth is a little loud. The EP is a little bit loud too. And it's just like finding that balance between where things should be. So that's why I just always like to show people like it really can make a difference. And that's why to me, those are like some of the most important parts. Sound choice, leveling, and then arrangement. Like you can make a great beat without being a great engineer with those three pieces. Easily. And then if you do get a placement, that engineer is going to come in and mix it anyway. So that's kind of the way I think about it. All right, R&B, Ugly Marco, Reason up next. Let us know what you think in the chat. We've still got like 9 minutes. We're going to try and get through all of these free skips. If you are in the chat and you're trying to get a free skip, just let me know your artist name. We'll try and get to you before the end of the stream. We do have this one from Chanel B as a paid skip up next. Of course. I love talking to producers, man. It's like I've been spending a lot of time learning how to do this shit and figuring it out for myself. Ooh. Underscore R&B. This one sounds awesome. I love this already. Great vocal range. Great tone. This comes out next week. So I love the melody on this. This sub kick is a touch loud. Slightly overpowering the vocal because the vocal is so delicate. I do like the arrangement though. Steve-O says this is crack. Oh no, not crack. Look, let me know when this drops because this is definitely going in the playlist, without a doubt. Melody is absolutely perfect. So dynamic, just jumping up and down octaves wise. But but in a real tasteful way. Reminds me of like early Ari Lennox, in all honesty.
Committing treason when I'm next to you. Get the fuck away before I ruin you. The taste of love and hate.
Chanel and Beast loves it. I really like this one as well. This is cool.
Keep on tempting fate. You was the ice to my champagne. I was the face to your Cartier. Now it don't feel the same.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. _R&Bree, 2 eyes on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you're rocking with that one. I don't mean to keep closing all of these tabs. I'm so sorry. I just keep getting distracted and closing them. Definitely that one's going in the playlist without a doubt. Instant follow, instant playlist. If it was out right now, it'd be in a playlist immediately. Bensels, what's up, bro? You can if you want, but just put it in my release calendar. But hit the link in my bio. I'll listen to it when it comes out tomorrow when I'm making the playlist. If you don't want to play it on stream, you can. But I've only got like 6 minutes left. So if you just want to submit it for the playlist, you can just put it in my playlist submission link for tomorrow, and I'll listen to it in the morning myself. It's up to you.
I can't take it too much longer. I'll be stupid. Thought I was stronger.
All right, this is Lyric T. This comes out tomorrow. Debut single. LT.lyric on Instagram. Yeah, ever so slightly. That's it. That's the only thing I would point to. It's just the balance between the stuff. And again, if you produced and mixed it, I feel like this is just a producer and engineer thing. When you do both, a lot of producers are going to mix the beat high. It's just the nature of being a producer, I think. But I always try and tell producers who also mix, just keep that in mind. Vocal star of the show, just make sure you're mixing with that in mind when you're getting into that mix, right? Especially as a producer, because I think the inclination is to mix the beat higher just by nature. This is cool. There's still some inconsistencies, I think, in the mix on the vocal side. Just with tuning, smoothing out the vocals, and just making sure that they don't... There's moments where they stand out or feel a little bit like the volume's a little bit louder, a little bit quieter. The dynamic range isn't a bad thing, but at the same time, sometimes those moments will catch the ear as well. But this is the first single ever, so I'm also taking that into account. Literally, I'm the same way as a producer. It took me a long time to figure out, like, okay, like, the way I'm hearing it is probably not actually, like, I probably need to cut the vocals up like a dB or two just by nature. Vocal layering on this one's really good. I like the writing. I like the delivery. I like that it gets a little sung sometimes, a little rapped sometimes. The thing I will say, though, is just the tuning part, right? The tuning and, like, some of those elements of just smoothing out the vocal, that's where it's lacking a little bit. Vocal tone catches my eye as Steve Pop. It feels like there's an opportunity to explore the vocal agility in the chorus. I would agree. I think that's fair. This reminds me of someone from the UK, but I can't put my finger on who exactly. Maybe Mahalia a little bit. I think moving forward, as this artist continues to write music, think about a little bit more variation in melody and delivery throughout the song. There's moments where I wanted to switch up just a little bit more. Melodyne would do the job. I agree with you, Stefan. That's the thing, is like, when people say tuning, like, we don't always mean auto-tune. Yeah, the verse is dynamic. The chorus is a little too static. I think I hear the same thing there. I want a little bit more variation in the chorus than we're getting at this point. But yeah, we're not always talking about auto-tune with like a heavy auto-tune feeling. Like, you can tune a vocal with Melodyne, not have that auto-tune effect on there, but still be tuning things to the right pitch and smoothing them out a little bit, right? It actually reminds me of Mariba a little bit, I think, too, just vocal tone-wise. And I love Mariba's music, so I think, like, that's a really, really cool vocal tone that not a lot of people have. So tonally, I think it's probably the biggest standout for me is that aspect of it. But I think things to work on are just the vocal mix, you know what I mean? Smoothing out certain elements of it. And then a little bit more variation inside of the chorus specifically, or ways to break it up so it doesn't feel as repetitive in those moments. The verses were really good, but for me, it's just like, yeah, smoothing out the vocals in certain areas, And just those little details again. But really, really great for a first song. Like for a debut, a really, really solid effort. LT.lyric on Instagram. We're definitely going to be keeping up as well. Call Me Jimmy, Spaceship up next. This is an unreleased song. That'll be the lead single off my next mixtape. This one is a paid skip as well, so we're going to play this all the way through. Got a couple minutes left. We'll try and get through... What do we got? We got like 3 songs. I might be able to get through all of these before the end of stream. Oh my god. Oh my god. Unreleased song that'll be the lead single off my next mixtape. I kind of love this, bro. Call Me Jimmy, 2 M's, 2 E's. Call Me Jimmy. Amazing. We've definitely heard this artist on stream before. This sounds so good, bro. This sounds so good. Call Me Jimmy on Instagram. 2 M's, 2 E's. Shout out to Pat Jr., bro. I fuck with Pat Jr. too. He's great. Oh, bro, this is great. Vocal layering is absolutely perfect. Just a really cool delivery style as well. Reminds me of Junie a little bit, but if Junie was Neo Soul. This is really beautiful, man. Great job. I need this when it comes out. I need it. This is unreleased. This is not out yet. Melody, the arrangement on the hook, the subtle stubbing of the guitar is a favorite. Yeah, a standout. A standout. When are you gonna drop this? Drop expeditiously. I second that. I mean, do it properly, but yeah. Yeah, this is beautiful, bro. Bruh, I need the hook one more time. I actually have to listen to it again. Don't call my phone, I won't answer. Yeah, dude, this is great. Don't call my phone, I won't answer. I needed a dancer. What is this? What is this an interpolation of? Don't call my phone, I won't answer. Dude, that's gonna bug me all night. I love that. Call Me Jimmy, 2 M's, 2 E's on Instagram. Make sure you go follow. Please let me know when that drops, bro. You're absolutely getting supported. Fucking unreal, bro. Is it? Is it 4 or 5? Yeah. Damn, I love this video already. So colorful.
I got that database lavish, don't got the paper chase, got a story that resonate. You can go check that resume and let it marinate. It's a reminder of my integrity and where I've been. Yeah, your time's up. You know that I just secured all my trust.
Okay, I love this music video actually.
I can smell your intentions, but my mind away from the feed to the fire to the food to the farm, and I may be on compassionate. Stop acting like you abstinent and take it off for granted, cause you know I ain't dumb. You got me sick of all the ignorance. I'm on my last.
Really love the way they're playing with your vocal on this too.
the one I make control. Can manage all these people.
Sorry, it's Submit, not Nira.
My feet can't fail me now. It's a new beginning. I cannot be mocked, let down. It's a new beginning. I can't say I'll show you how.
I like the sounds of this.
It's a new beginning. It's a my feet can't fail me now. It's a new beginning.
One thing that I would encourage you to do that I'm not really hearing too much of is doubles, ad-libs. Moments where they come in and out, but I think with this type of energy, you need more of that just to fill up some of the space around the lead vocal. I love the way that you're playing with your vocal, though. Let us know what you think in the chat, but I kind of fuck with this. There's maybe elements of the vocal mix that I think could be a little bit cleaner.
I make it happen like rapping, we get it clapping, say truthful, no need for cap. I got problems, so get to scrapping, right? Lyrical blows into lyrical blows. I take my time to
I think the things that I like outweigh the things that I hear that maybe catch my ear that need a little bit of work, though, to be honest.
Because that's a shame, or just hate me if you're lame, cause my feet can't fail me now. It's a new beginning, I cannot be my let down. It's a new beginning, I can say I'll show you how. It's a new beginning,
I'm gonna save this one, I'm gonna come and listen to it again.
It's a my feet can't fail me now. It's a new beginning, I cannot be my let down. It's a new beginning. You know from the sounds that I hear, here I come. If you know, then I think you should run.
So I think the video really sold me on this even more. There's elements I really like about this one. J. Leslie Monique on Instagram. I think the mix on the vocal is probably the only thing that could use a little bit of improvement. And that's just to like really emphasize all of the good things that you're doing with your vocal. There's a lot of really, really cool details, a lot of really great playful delivery styles, just trying different things and different sounds in a way that feels really good and fits together. So I got to applaud that part of it for you. The video was also really nice. I feel like it was great energy. It's just little things in the mix that I think could improve that would just make it sound even better and accentuate the vocal even more. And then just layering a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you could add some more details. I always point to Kendrick. I think Kendrick is probably the person who's done it best of everyone. It's just like the little additive details that go around the songs. I think that's what makes him stand out so much and so easy and fun to listen to. So I would just suggest some of that, and that's really it. But I think it's just, you know, it's as you develop and as you make more music, that's going to happen. Layering like ad-libs, yes, but not necessarily just like doubling lyrics. You know what I mean? Like not just necessarily like doing the same line twice and stacking, but like those little additive details, those little additive ad-libs that, I mean, Kendrick again is kind of a really great example. He'll kind of just, it's like noises almost, you know what I mean? But noises that kind of add to filling up the space in a really, really like good way to listen to. I don't know how else to describe it in all honesty. You kind of just got to go listen to his music and you'll hear it. If you listen to his music with that in mind, you'll hear it. Some Strange, Sunny Side Up. I have listened to this song actually, I think today, for the songs in the comments content. Maybe not. Maybe I listened to this recently though. I liked it, but my biggest thing was that the master was quiet. And I could just tell you that off rip. Yeah, this will be on my YouTube right after we get done. So if you go to my YouTube channel, the VOD goes up as soon as we finish stream. Stefan, I'm so sorry, bro. Everyone in the chat on the stream can see a chat. I don't have it in my multi-docs, in my multi-stream chat on my doc on OBS, so that's why I'm not responding to you. But I appreciate you giving all this feedback, dude. Wasim, we'll play you next. I will say I liked the concept of the song too. 5 minutes is very long. That was probably the other thing that caught my attention immediately when I was listening to this one. Between the 5 minute runtime and then also just the really quiet master, I think that was the reason I didn't end up playlisting it for that. I mastered at 4 a.m. in Acres Homes. Okay. We're going to listen to Pangea after this, and that'll be the last song for tonight. This was another paid skip, so we're going to do this one. I'm going to close the queue. Okay. Well, that's good to know, Stefan. Is this in French or English? Because I love French music. J'aime pas française. I'm always going to try and practice my French in stream. Bonne nuit. Ça va bien? So I like the direction of this. I will say, I wish that the vocal was a little bit more clear and a little bit more in the forefront of the mix. Thank you. I've been learning. I've been on Duolingo learning for like 790 days. I understand it better than I speak it. I will say that. Je parle un peu. Ah. Love the rap part when it comes in. Je vais le monde? Is that what you just said? I love the beat too. This is what I like about French music in general. I feel like French music always has this kind of like bounce to it. I do just wish the vocal was up a little bit more and didn't clash with the production quite as much. There's moments where it clashes with the production too much. You're just gonna carve a little bit of space out in the EQ for the vocal to cut through a little bit more. That's kind of the only thing I hear. I want to hear more from this artist though, for sure. You got something. This song is not out yet. It does not seem that this one's out, but they are from Paris. So, Wasim, like that one. Pangea by Stefan. This is B Winnie, a female rapper from Houston, Texas that I've been engineering. And then this is going to be the last one. We're going to hit a raid after this, and I'm going to go eat something. But yeah, great stream tonight. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for all the submissions. As always, I appreciate you guys submitting your music and being here, taking part in this. It doesn't work without you guys sending music in, so, you know, I appreciate it. In the meantime, if you have music that's dropping this week or next week or the week after, put it in my release calendar. I check that first on a Friday. Also join the Discord. We're going to have some more Discord-specific playlists and content opportunities in there as well coming soon, so make sure you go join. And then go follow us on Kayvan's House on Instagram, because there's a bunch of free ways for you to submit music there, too. I mean, I would say the same thing about this one on the master side, bro. So it does feel a little quiet still. I love the way that it sounds. I love B Winnie's voice. The master on this is just, you know, like back to back with that last one, which was like super loud, super like full. It's just a little tucked. I did master the whole album lower. Well, if it's consistent, that's good, but that's the only thing that I could say. I'm gonna save this one because I really like it. But it is quiet, and I know that when I listen to this back-to-back with anything else, it's gonna be like on the volume side. Guys, great stream. We're gonna turn the submissions off for the day. We're gonna go find someone to raid on Twitch. And I'll be listening to new music drops tomorrow, so just make sure you put them on my release calendar. New playlists dropping next week as well. This is a really good song. Like, just separately of the master, the song is really good. Who the fuck is Weird Paul? Part of me wants to go raid Weird Paul because he's just so weird looking. But I don't think we're gonna do that. We gotta go find somebody who's doing music feedback. Maj Madness is on? Maybe it's Maj Madness again today, bro. I've been fucking with Maj Madness. He was the one who was talking about Jid the other day. And I did not disagree with him either. Alright, fuck it. That's what we're gonna do. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Go stream Shloob Dollars tomorrow when it drops. Go put your songs in my comments on Kayvan's House. I'm gonna be listening. Alright. We're gonna go raid Maj Madness. You make music just for chill? Like just for fun? Well, you good at it, so make more. Make more. You're quite good at it, bro.
Thanking God he gave me yesterday. And thank him more for giving me today. What tomorrow gotta say? Who knows what only
We're going over here, alright? Come on this raid with us. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good weekend. Peace.
I know I really don't deserve your grace, but you give it anyway. How long will only time will tell. Yeah, what a world of ways. Take it day by day. Wake up in the morning and you know I gotta pray. Gotta set the tone for how I wanna play this game. Cause Satan trying to mingle, but he only bringing shame. Can we get away? Plot out our escape. Not cause we in danger, but because I need a break. Trying to pile up these blessings, I need way more than a rake. It's something stronger than a safe. What a world away.